This episode is about different-looking people around the world that will leave you speechless. The eyes that saw the end of world during the War of 1945, a retro image. A rare photograph of a boy born with 4 legs, a reminder of how fragile yet resilient life was in an era when science was still full of mystery. A forgotten photograph the world tried to erase, the living skeleton, a haunting symbol of suffering and survival. This unbelievable vintage photograph shows a man who could stretch his skin to impossible lengths, a shocking and forgotten story from the past. This haunting old photograph captures a woman with the scariest eyes ever seen, a disturbing and forgotten image that feels straight out of a nightmare. This forgotten photo shows a man once called the ugliest in history, a shocking reminder of how cruel the past could be to those who look different. This bizarre freak show photograph reveals a boy with a disturbing neck, a shocking and forgotten image from history's dark side. This forgotten vintage photo shows Delina Rosa, the woman who lived and performed with a bear, a shocking story lost in time. This old photograph reveals the woman once known as the Camel, a strange and forgotten figure from history's sideshow era. She was Princess Kajar, the beauty of 1900. 13 men died for her love, in a time when beauty meant something very different. This rare old photo shows a very tall African man standing beside 2 little girls, a touching yet unbelievable moment from the past. This disturbing old photograph reveals a forgotten circus performer, a haunting glimpse into the strange past of entertainment. His is Stefan Bobrovsky, the lion-faced man, a shocking yet fascinating figure from history's forgotten circus world. This rare old image shows a dwarf couple from the past, a touching and forgotten story that once amazed the world. This eerie old photograph shows Iko and Aiko, known as the Men from Mars, a bizarre and forgotten mystery from history. This is Frank Lentini, the man born with 3 legs, a shocking yet inspiring figure from history's forgotten sideshows. From a tiny dwarf to a massive giant, this old circus photo captures the unbelievable extremes of human history. Giant Neanderthal hybrids uncovered at Lake Delavan, Wisconsin, a shocking and mysterious discovery the world tried to forget. This is the Lobster Boy, a man who lived in Gibsonton, Florida, and became one of history's most shocking circus legends. His rare old photo shows the lobster hand family, a mother and her 4 children, all born with the same unbelievable condition. His is Millie and Christine McKoy, enslaved conjoined twins once known as the 2-headed nightingales, who amazed the world with their story. His disturbing old photograph shows a man with an octopus-like hanging neck, a shocking and forgotten medical mystery from the past. This rare photograph from India shows Professor Rickleton with his companions, a giant and a dwarf, a truly unbelievable moment in history. This old photograph captures a lady standing beside a towering giant, a breathtaking and unbelievable scene from the past. This rare sideshow photograph shows a lady with a bear and a mustache, one of the most bizarre performers the world ever saw. This is the real Elephant Man, John Merrick, a heartbreaking yet inspiring story of courage and humanity history almost forgot. This is Francesco Lentini, the Three-legged Man, a shocking yet inspiring figure from the forgotten world of human marvels. His rare old photo shows a woman from one of the world's strangest cultures, with round ornaments fixed on both sides of her nose. This old photograph shows a man with an enormous hanging beard that nearly touches his feet, a truly unbelievable sight from the past. His unsettling old photograph shows an extremely obese woman, a shocking and forgotten glimpse into the scary olden days. A man claimed to be 256 years old broke his silence before death, revealing shocking secrets the world was never meant to hear. This rare 1930s photograph shows a fearless performer once called the Superwoman, a dazzling icon of strength and style from a forgotten era. His unbelievable old photograph shows the couple said to have 69 children, a shocking and record-breaking story lost in time. This old photo shows a large woman beside a dwarf, a strange and forgotten glimpse into the world's curious past. His is Adam Rayner, the only man in history who is both a dwarf and a giant, growing from 4 feet 6 inches to an unbelievable 7'8". This rare old photo shows a man with one of the longest beards in history, an extraordinary and unforgettable sight from the past. This faded old portrait shows Barthena Vannie Brock Sloan, born in 1776, a woman whose life spanned nearly a century of forgotten history. These before and after photos reveal the devastating facial injuries of World War II soldiers, a haunting reminder of the true cost of war. This is Chang and Eng Bunker, the famous Conjoined twins born in 1811, whose extraordinary lives inspired the term Siamese twins. This historic portrait shows Chang and Eng Bunker with their children, a remarkable family that defied all odds and became part of history. This rare circus photograph shows Mrs. John Battersby, once known as the Fat Lady, a legendary figure from the golden age of sideshows. A man once labeled a circus freak, covering his body in tattoos, a shocking piece of forgotten history lost in time. David Navarro, once shown in 1882 as a fat man, a shocking glimpse into how people became spectacles of the past. A towering man stands beside a little girl in an old African village, a powerful, unseen moment of strength and innocence lost in Tim. Once displayed as curiosities, dwarfs and midgets remind us of a disturbing past the world wanted to forget. The faces of war, once proud, a haunting reminder of pain and sacrifice the world tries to forget. Civil War victims, faded faces of suffering and bravery, telling stories the world was never meant to forget. Girls from 1898 with hair nearly 5 feet long, a haunting, unseen image that feels both beautiful and unsettling, lost in time. An old photo of the giraffe women, known for their long necks, a stunning yet shocking glimpse into a forgotten tradition. World War soldiers wore masks to hide their wounds, a haunting glimpse into forgotten survival and dignity. They hid their broken faces from the world, a heartbreaking fight to hold on to the humanity that war had stolen. Jean-Jacques Libra, born with 2 bodies and 4 limbs, a shocking yet touching story the world has nearly forgotten. Kiko and Sulu, the so-called pinheads from Zanzibar, circa 1910, a disturbing glimpse into how humanity once mocked its own. Little-known facts about Queen Elizabeth, hidden stories and unseen moments, the world never truly knew. Minnie Woolsey, known as Cuckoo the Bird Girl, a forgotten performer whose gentle soul was trapped behind a world's cruel fascination. An old woman with a horn growing from her forehead, a shocking and forgotten medical mystery lost in time. A vintage circus performer holding a tiny woman like a doll, a surreal and unsettling glimpse into a world that turned wonder into spectacle. One of the tallest men in history, a rare, touching glimpse of a gentle giant the world has long forgotten. Prince Randian and his wife, a rare, 20th century love story that proved even the most extraordinary lives held ordinary hearts. Robert Earl Hughes, standing 6 feet tall and weighing over 1,000 pounds, his short life remains a powerful, heartbreaking story of strength and struggle. Robert Wadlow, the gentle giant whose towering height made him a legend, but whose life was filled with quiet pain and forgotten grace. Robert Wadlow, the tallest man in the world, a remarkable soul whose giant stature carried both wonder and silent sorrow. Conjoined twins, a rare and emotional glimpse into two lives bound together, sharing one body and an unbreakable bond. Carl Norwood the Frog Boy and Dick Hilburn the Half Man, rare sideshow legends of courage and forgotten strength. A girl with 4 legs, one of the world's most shocking sideshow performers, a forgotten story of wonder and pain. Once labeled the world's ugliest woman, a haunting vintage photo that reveals society's cruel obsession with the unusual. The skinniest girl ever recorded, an old rare photo that captures the fragile beauty and sorrow of a forgotten life. Mary Ann Bevan, once called the world's ugliest woman, her tragic life hides a story of love, loss, and heartbreaking strength. Ethel Granger, the woman with the smallest waist in history, proving that beauty can truly be pain, and perfection sometimes comes at a heartbreaking cost. This 4-legged woman was once labeled a monster, a shocking and emotional reminder of how the world once feared. Tom Thumb dressed as Napoleon on his wedding day in 1863, a rare and charming moment from Barnum's unforgettable world of wonder. An old photo of twin sisters joined for life, a touching and rare glimpse into a bond the world could never separate. Twin brothers born with disabilities, a powerful and emotional reminder of strength, love, and unbreakable brotherhood. A rare and shocking photo of a two-faced man, a forgotten mystery from history, so strange the world wanted to hide. An unbelievable and forgotten image from Utrecht, a man with a horn growing from his head, a shocking medical mystery lost in time. A rare vintage photo of the Van Druysen sisters, known as the Giant Girls, an unseen and fascinating piece of history the world nearly forgot. Forgotten Victorian, freak show posters, disturbing yet fascinating glimpses into a time revealing the shocking side of entertainment history. Rare and shocking vintage photo titled Victoria's Rusty Knickers, Silky Performer and the Fat Boy, a forgotten piece of bizarre history lost in time. Unseen vintage circus performers, each with a disturbing and unforgettable appearance, revealing the dark and shocking side of entertainment history. A vintage postcard from the Terry Castle collection, a forgotten treasure that captures the faded beauty and eerie charm of a world lost in time. An old and mesmerizing photo of women with long necks, a beautiful yet painful tradition that reveals a forgotten culture lost in time. Bao Shishun, a 7'9" herdsman from Inner Mongolia with his wife. Zhang Jinlian, a female giant from the past. A shocking truth about the forgotten era. The world might have forget about her. Zip the Pinhead, William Henry Johnson. Circus performer with unique head shape. Who could turn his head? A shocking history of circus. Welcome to Vintage Photos. Step back in time with me into a world of vintage photographs. From the streets of 1800s New York to the festivals, wars, and celebrations of the 1900s, every picture tells a forgotten story. Celebrities, bridges, parades, and everyday moments that shaped history. Subscribe, and let's bring the past back to life, one photo at a time.